You're listening to For the Republic, a love letter to Star Wars animation.
Day 2 of Star Wars Celebration Japan is in the books. We had the Andor panel, we had some hints at Ahsoka Season 2, we have a new video game. Let's talk about it. I'm Andrew of For the Republic, and this is our Day 2 recap of Star Wars Celebration Japan. Let's, of course, talk about the Andor panel right off the bat. And the first thing I want to say is I have really noticed how short a lot of these panels are compared to previous celebrations. The two that I were at in 2017 and 2019, the panels, the big ones at least, usually went over an hour. These ones are wrapping up at like 20-30 minutes, which is, I don't know why that's the case this year. With Andor, we did have a reason for it, or at least a little bit of a reason for it, which I will get to. And the Ahsoka one was fairly long. But aside from that, like the panels on Friday were really short, and then this one was quite short as well. But we did get to see the majority of the cast and crew here, including Tony Gilroy, Diego Luna, Alan Tudyk was there, which was amazing. And you could just tell how much the entire cast and crew loved working on this show and are just sad to see it end. They talked about how this is now the third celebration that they've been able to talk about Andor. And we got a behind-the-scenes featurette that they included and posted to YouTube afterwards, which was amazing. But the big treat for everyone there was they got to see the first episode of Andor after the panel, which I cannot even comprehend how lucky you guys are. Two of my favorite celebration memories were getting to see the Rebels Season 4 premiere early, as well as the Resistance Season 2 premiere early, as they screened those episodes after the panel. And having to get that same thing happen for these Andor fans, I would have lost my damn mind. I was kind of expecting that they were going to do this. They did it with Kenobi back in 2022, but just the reality of it, I just can't imagine the excitement that everyone in that room had. This season looks incredible. The review embargo dropped shortly after this panel, and people are calling it some of the best Star Wars ever. I have been saying that Andor Season 2 could be the best Star Wars we've ever had for quite some time now, and the closer we get to it, the more I'm starting to believe that could actually be the case. It drops this Tuesday night. I cannot fucking wait. Let's go. But we also got to talk about Ahsoka Season 2. We know that that is going to be going into production. They're going to start filming a few days after Celebration. I think literally next week they start filming. So this was mainly a recap and retrospective on Season 1. We had Favreau and Filoni out there. They talked a lot about George Lucas's influence. Rosario Dawson was there. And then, of course, they brought out the king himself, Hayden Christensen, talking about him getting to return as Anakin in Season 1, the relationship between him and Ahsoka, his relationship with George compared to Dave Filoni's and how the two bonded over that. I thought that was really intriguing. And we did get to see some concept art for Season 2. We got to see our first look at Rory McCann as Baylan Skoll, replacing the late, great Ray Stevenson. Dave Filoni was very vulnerable, very emotional, almost broke down talking about what the loss of Ray Stevenson meant to this crew and to him, and how they didn't even know if they could go on after Ray passed. And Ray as Baylan is one of, if not my favorite, modern-day Star Wars villains. So I am very sad that he's unable to continue this character, but Rory has talked about how he wants to honor Ray's legacy, and I know they were very close in real life. So I know he's going to do his best to give us a continuation of Baylan Skoll, and I am fully confident that we are going to get that. We got some sick-looking concept art, and they played this really cool retro trailer for the season that kind of honored Empire Strikes Back's early trailers, where they hadn't shot anything yet, but they have to do a trailer for it. You had the old-timey narration, which was great. We got the confirmation that Zeb is going to be in Season 2, so the whole Rebels group, well, except Kanan, is back together again for Season 2. I cannot wait. Probably not going to drop until 2026 at the earliest. And I was hoping for some more like big reveals, like is Ewan going to show up in here? A lot of people were thinking maybe Natalie Portman makes an appearance because it's the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and there are rumors she could be in Ahsoka Season 2. But all I know is I can't wait for this season. I loved the first season. It made me incredibly happy and was just a big dopamine boost. And I'm confident that Season 2 is going to do the exact same. And the last thing I'm going to be talking about is the trailer for Zero Company, the new real-time strategy game that we are getting next year. I was really hoping it was going to be this year, but they said 2026. Very little actual gameplay in this trailer. It was at the last 20 seconds we got that strategy type of gameplay that I was expecting, and the trailer looked really cool. We know this is set during the Clone Wars. There's a different variety of characters in this main group. There's a lot of character customization they revealed. You can customize the main character. There's an astromech droid you can customize as well. The species that Two Tubes is from Rogue One, there's a Jedi of his species, which I think is going to be insane. There's an Umbaran in the group as well. There's a Mandalorian. And having it take place during the Clone Wars, I think is going to be great for a game. Like, we've had a lot of saturation of that era in comics and books and on screen, but in games, not much since the acquisition of Lucasfilm by Disney. So this I'm really looking forward to, and I've been saying for years that this is my dream Star Wars game. Having a game, I know it's not the same as Fire Emblem, but having a Fire Emblem-esque game in the Star Wars universe has been something I've wanted for literal years. So I'm excited that this looks like it's going to be quite similar, and I'm hoping this is going to be the kind of game where you get more and more in your party recruited over the course of the game, that we get to see a wide variety of new characters, maybe some legacy characters as well. It's during the Clone Wars, so I kind of expect that. And yeah, I'm just really excited to play this game. I think it's going to be a fun time, and I love me some Star Wars games. I'm really behind on Jedi Survivor. I haven't played Outlaws yet, but you know what? I love me some games. I love me some Star Wars, so I'm a big fan of this. And I can't believe we're already done with day 2 and our final day of celebration is upon us. These 3-day celebrations, they go by quick. But of course, we will be back here tomorrow for our recap of day 3, where we will get our final big reveals. I know the Visions panel is tomorrow. That's our big thing of the day, and we might get some more tidbits at the end during the closing ceremony. Make sure you check back for the rest of our celebration coverage, and until then, may the Force be with you, always.